Fucking finally, it is Grizzle Marine here, guys, and the new hunters are going to be out on March 31st, so make sure you know that, with Behemoth as well, so fucking finally, can't wait for that. They're also live streaming Behemoth, and I would have thought the new hunters on March 20th, so if you haven't followed them on Twitch already, I would go and follow Evolve on Twitch, so that you can see these brand new hunters in action. But anyway, this video is going to be about all the new hunters, and they are looking absolutely sweet, and a lot of them what we were expecting, so I'm looking forward to actually going into detail about each one. Going through the hunters in no particular order, we have Sunny the support, Slim the medic, Travald the assault, and then Crow the trapper. So starting off with the support, Sunny, her main weapon is a mini nuke grenade launcher, and apparently this thing packs more of a punch than any weapon in the game in one hit, which apparently means that if you actually get a direct hit on the monster with this weapon, apparently it's going to be doing more damage than any other weapon in the game at the moment. So this will probably mean it will be very hard to be accurate with this weapon, also will probably take a certain amount of time to reload. To actually buff the team, she has a thing called shield drones. Now, these things, we don't know what they look like yet. Hopefully, they'll be showing them in the live stream on the 20th of March. But I imagine they work a little bit like Hank's shield projector, but in a drone form, and they'll shield nearby teammates, which will be allowing her to be hands-free, which will probably mean they won't be as effective as Hank's shield projector, but they'll be able to shield multiple targets at once. So hopefully, we'll be able to see that in the stream, and that will be interesting. And her last thing that she uses to buff the team is a simple jetpack boost. I would assume that's a little bit like Kyra's sort of speed boost, but a jetpack boost instead, so that allows you to fly longer and faster, so you can actually catch up to the monster a lot easier. Moving on to Slim the medic, who's probably one of the most interesting medics. First of all, the fact that he is not human, and he's the first non-human hunter. He actually used to be human, but then got genetically modified and then became a insect hybrid. And apparently Hyde had some fights with these sort of guys, so it'll be interesting to see their conversations in the ship, probably consisting of Hyde calling him a cunt. But anyway, his main weapon is the leech gun, and what this does is it draws energy out of the monster, and it actually fuels his healing burst. And what's good about his healing burst in particular to any other medics is the radius goes a lot further, so that means that when he uses his heal burst, it's going to spread out a lot more. So that's how he's going to be healing people up close. Now, his little drone, which you'll see there to the left, is his healing drone, which will be healing teammates over time that are nearby. But as soon as the monster actually attacks that player, then it stops healing them and then returns to Slim. Now, his last weapon is actually very clever and very interesting. As you will know, all monsters are able to smell, so they can see hunters coming in exactly what direction they're coming from. Now, what Slim has of combating this is a spore cloud launcher. What he does is he's able to shoot the hunters around him and himself, I'm assuming, and then the monster actually can't smell the hunters for a certain amount of time, which means if you're sneaking up on the monster, it will be really, really useful, especially when he's about to evolve and he can't see you coming. Then he assumes it's safe to evolve, and then boom, you got a fucking, you know, ambush attack. So it'll be interesting to see how that works in game, but otherwise than that, that's how Slim works, and he is probably one of my favorite medics so far. So, the assault Travald. Now, Travald has actually had some fights with monsters before, but apparently he got ripped up by monsters, and so he is now half robotic to replace those limbs that he lost. One of Travald's main weapons is his mortar cannons, so those two huge things on his jetpack are in fact not part of his jetpack, but are the actual mortar cannons. Now, these are going to be, I'm assuming, firing cannons, and they are used for long distance. In terms of short distance, he has shrapnel grenades. Now, when these grenades explode, they leave a huge amount of weak points on the monster, a bit like when Val uses her sniper and leaves weak points. Apart from it's going to be leaving a lot more on the monster. That is when he has a short-range shotgun on his arm and then can deal a huge amount of damage. So Travald is actually very simple and very, very interesting. It'll be also awesome to see how his grenades play out, because I think that will actually do quite a lot of damage if it's going to leave a huge amount of weak points. Now, this is the one that I'm most excited about. Now, this is Crow, and he looks like a fucking badass. Now, the reason that everyone was also hyped about him was, of course, because of his bat ray, Gobby. Now, I'm not sure if it's Gobby or Gobi, but I'm pretty sure it's Gobby. Someone in the comments can correct me, but either way. So his bat ray is the way he tracks, because of course all trappers have a way of tracking. Now, everyone was thinking that Gobby or Gobi, the bat ray either way, was going to be like a flying daisy, which would be fucking stupid and be a bit uncreative. So basically what Crow's pet bat ray does is he'll fly a couple 100 meters ahead of you, and then what it allows you to do is actually see through walls. And so you can actually see the wildlife ahead of you, and then of course if the bat ray gets within the certain distance of the monster, then you can actually see the monster through the walls. So that's how he works, and it's a really, really interesting way. So basically you lit off Gobby, he goes a couple of 100 meters away, and then I think he comes back for a rest, and so there's a small cooldown, but he will fly for probably, I don't know, about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds, and then he'll come back and sit on your arm. Now, it is important to note that Crow is the only one that can actually see the wildlife through walls, so it is important that the other hunters actually do communicate with him, so that if he sees the monster, they go quickly to help him. Another thing that people are wondering is whether the monster can actually kill the bat ray. I mean, I'm going to be assuming that Gobby or Gobby is going to be flying quite high, so I'm assuming the monster won't be able to actually get at him, but either way, you know, considering the fact that you can kill Daisy, and Daisy kind of becomes a member of the team when playing as Maggie, so will the, you know, Gobby be a similar thing? I have no idea. This is something I want to know. I'm assuming that we're going to be able to see that on the live stream. In terms of Crow's weapons, he has two main weapons. His first one is his stasis gun. Now, if you're familiar with Abe's stasis grenades, you'll know that basically throwing these grenades into the monster slows him down. This is the same sort of thing, but in a gun form. Now, this stasis gun has two modes. Rapid fire basically allows you to shoot the monster and it will slow him down, but only for a short period of time, and of course you can shoot him over and over again because it's rapid fire, or you can do a charged shot, and if you do a charged shot, then it's going to mean it's going to slow him down a lot more, and it's going to do it for a more longer period of time, but of course you've got to make sure that shot counts. In terms of Crow's other weapon, he has a kinetic long rifle. Now this works similar to how the stasis gun works, so you can do, you have two modes to choose from, so you can either do small rapid shots, which will do small amounts of damage to the monster, but if he uses the kinetic long rifle to do a charged shot, it allows him to shoot through monsters' armor. So you'll know so far with any hunter and any monster, you have to go through all the armor to go down to its health, and then when you do damage to the health, you can do permanent damage straight away. Now with his kinetic long rifle, basically it doesn't do much damage to the armor as far as I'm aware. It goes straight through the armor and then does permanent damage to the health. Now that is going to be very interesting. I'm assuming it's not going to do a huge amount of damage because of course that can be quite overpowered over time, but it's going to be really, really good in the long run, which is likely to be very, very useful against huge monsters like Behemoth or Goliath, who have a huge amount of armor, almost equal to how much health they have. In terms of the new tier of hunters, that is it, but I wanted to bring you back to the concept art. You might remember that I did a video about this. Now, this particular hunter actually might already be coming to the game. Now, one of you commented that apparently a famous streamer, I have no idea which one it was, it might even be bullshit, I have no idea, but apparently he accidentally let out some information he shouldn't have, and he's been working quite closely with Turtle Rock. So this particular hunter is called Bjorn. I called him Bjorn last time, but that's because I'm not Norwegian and I have no idea how to speak their language, so that's why I said it wrong, so you have to forgive me. But either way, so Bjorn is actually possibly going to be a confirmed assault or hunter in general in the future. Now basically I'm pretty sure that Bjorn means bear warrior. Correct, someone who's Norwegian will have to correct me, but either way, this hunter is apparently being confirmed, and he's going to be some kind of Viking sort of hunter. So I really was wondering whether you're going to actually see, you know, someone who's actually going to go up and close and actually is going to have to do sort of fist to fist with the monster, because I think that'd be pretty interesting to see. So that's basically it in terms of hunters, and I just wanted to let you guys know that because, you know, that might be something we may be seeing, because apparently that's sort of information that's been leaked out. But then again, this might not be how the hunter looks, because of course, if we go back to Dusty, that was the original hunter for Crow, and of course they've changed the name and how he looks completely. And to end with, basically this weekend, Evolve are doing a St. Patrick's Day fucking skin giveaway shit. So basically you have to get so many wins with Griffin. I think the community has to get 35,000 wins or whatever. But either way, I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. So you may have noticed I've been a little bit inactive, and I've also uploaded 2 videos today. Basically, the one about the maps was meant to be up on Monday, but unfortunately my internet is shit. And I've had to go to college to actually upload this because college has good internet, so that's why I've uploaded 2 today. But anyway, that video's got some information about the maps and also some Goliath gameplay, so you can go enjoy that. But just know that I'm not going inactive. I've just been sick and also fucking been busy. But either way, it's been Grizzle your shizzle, and I'll see you fucking later. Love you!